Abogado ka kasi, attorney eh. Pero parehas lang ang ibig natin sabihin. Di ba?
Your Honor, I have to explain what I meant. It's a payment gateway provider, meaning that
Sandali lang, attorney.
Meaning
Kanina sabi mo wala kayong pakialam sa IT providers. Bakit ikaw ngayon na sumasagot?
hindi, gusto ko lang po, because I like to disabuse this committee's impression that created by the statement of the ASIC that Dermalog is involved with the payment gateway, when in fact it is not.
I did not say they're involved, Your Honor. I said they are not cooperating.
Maybe you heard otherwise.
At any rate, Your Honor, I stand corrected if that was what was mentioned.
Pero
I just like to describe.
baka darating yung panahon na maililik namin yung Dermalog sa Paynamic.
Yun nga po, Your
Oo,
Honor.
attorney. Huwag kang magalala, darating tayo dun. Nag-uumpisa pa lang ako.
Kaya nga po, kung inyong pahihintulutan na Mr. Chairman, just a short explanation of the difference between Paynamics and other payment platforms like GCash, Paymaya, etc.
Hindi naman namin question yun eh. Ang question namin, bakit Paynamics lang ang na-accredit? Well, in fact, they should have been bidded out. Di ba? Yun ang issue namin eh, pero nakikialam ka.
Hindi po ako nakikialam.
The notice of award to Dermalog was given on 17 May 2018, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And the notice to proceed was given on 28 May 2018.
Yes, Your Honor.
And what is the period? 5 years?
No, Your Honor. 6.5 months, Your Honor.
6 point? Oh?
Yes, 6.5 months, Your Honor, to complete the project and 5 years maintenance contract, Your Honor.
Yes. So yung 5 years hindi pa natatapos.
Hindi pa po.
Okay. Now, yung after receiving the notice to proceed, Dermalog requested an extension order for the milestone 2 in less than a month. Would that be correct?
That's
Yes.
correct, Your Honor.
Requesting that the milestone 2, where the delivery should be between 1 or up to 5 weeks, that's first week of July 2018, di ba? And was approved on 25 June 2018. Tama?
Tama po, sir.
Now, may I know how many extension orders were given?
There were 13 extension orders, Mr. Chairman.
May I know the reason why?
Your Honor, from our records, we did not see any clear justification for the extensions granted. We just saw
Who approved the extension?
the previous leadership of the LTO, Your Honor.
Maybe that's the reason why we're in this mess. So, it is true that there were 13 extensions given to Dermalog.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Now, pursuant to the government procurement manual, the supplier or manufacturer or distributor must deliver the goods or perform the services procured within the period prescribed by the procuring entity as specified. Are you aware of this?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has Dermalog complied with this?
No, Your Honor. As far as we are concerned, no, Your Honor.
No.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. In the contract, if delays are likely to be incurred, the supplier, manufacturer, distributor must notify the procuring entity in writing. It must state therein the causes or the cause and duration of the expected delay, the procuring entity may grant time extensions at its discretion if based on meritorious grounds with or without liquidated damages. Was this also complied?
We saw in our records, Your Honor, requests from Dermalog for the extension, Your Honor. And it was granted at the time.
And this provision was complied?
There was a request, Your Honor.
Yes, but granted also according to you a while ago by the previous administration.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay. Now, in all cases, the request for extension should be submitted before the lapse of the original delivery date. And the maximum allowable extension shall not be longer than the initial delivery period as stated in the original contract. Was this provision followed?
No, Your Honor.
No. So, in effect, I read to you 3 provisions of the government procurement manual, and 2 of them were violated already, right? Now, in the 2016 revised IRR of Republic Act 9184, Section 68, therefore, it pertains to liquidated damages. May I know if you know the amount of damages already?
Yes, Your Honor. One moment, sir.
Yeah, how much is it?
Our preliminary computation, Your Honor, is 1.1 billion.
1.119.
One,
Yes.
yes, Your Honor.
Pursuant to the record that I have.
That's correct.
And does this constitute 10% of the cumulative amount of liquidated damages?
It's more than that, Your Honor.
And therefore, pursuant to the law, and I would like to quote, once the cumulative amount of liquidated damages reaches 10% of the amount of the contract, the procuring entity may rescind or terminate the contract without prejudice to other causes of action and remedies available under the circumstances.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Are you going to avail of this remedy?
That's one of our recommendations, Your Honor.
You're the procuring entity, right?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Under the law, you're supposed to initiate that.
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, why are you not initiating it?
I just need the approval, Your Honor, I wanted to get the approval of the DOTR on the matter, Your Honor.
Why? You are the procuring entity. The law mandates that you initiate this act. Why are you not doing it?
As I said, Your Honor, we thought it best to secure the guidance of the DOTR on the matter, Your Honor.
Did the secretary of the DOTR sign the contract?
No, Your Honor.
O, bakit ka pupunta ron?
Your Honor, we are under the supervision and control of the DOTR for everything that we do. And
For
so
everything that you do.
And I'd like to make sure that...
Let me stop you in that statement. Yung bang pagtanggap mo ng donations ng license card, did it need the approval of the secretary?
Yes, I thought it best to get the approval of the Secretary, Your Honor.
Do you have documents for that?
I have the Viber
Could you
message.
please provide us a copy of that?
I will, Your Honor.
Yes. Kasi, kung sinasabi mo na kailangan yung approval ng secretary, kailangan din yung napalabas sa dyaryo na tinanggap mo yung donation ng license cards in violation of the conflict of interest rule. Dapat hiningi mo rin kay secretary?
Yes, sir, I did. I also secured the opinion of the OSG on the matter, which also cleared the donation. But again, I deferred the secretary ordered that we defer the donations. We followed it, Your Honor.
Okay. Please provide us a copy of those documents.
I will, Your Honor.
Yes. So the amount of liquidated damages would be amounting to 1.119 billion, which would merit the filing of a rescission or termination of the contract. You agree with that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, let's go to the database. Currently, who has control of the database?
Dermalog, Your Honor.
Why is that so?
Your Honor, we have repeatedly asked for the turnover and access codes of this database, Your Honor. But to date, they have not yet complied with our request, Your Honor.
When in the contract it says that it must be turned over to the procuring entity, right?
That's our position, Your Honor.
After the conclusion or the completion of the contract.
That's our position, Your Honor.
Yes.
Of the project, Your Honor.
Has the contract been completed?
As far as we are concerned, the project has been completed, Your Honor.
And therefore, Dermalog must turn over the database.
That's our position, Your Honor. And this is pending the previous assistant secretaries of LTO had taken the chance to secure the opinion of the Department of Justice, Your Honor. And that very issue is pending before the Department of Justice. But I share the position of the chairman as far as the project having been completed. And as per contract, it should be turned over to us.
Yeah.
We're just waiting for the confirmation of our position by the Department of Justice, Your Honor.
Kasi, as far as this chair is concerned, Dermalog must have turned over the source code on December 2021 in accordance with the contractual requirement.
Yes, Your Honor.
Tama?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes. But you're not doing something about it.
Your Honor, we had written early on around 11 letters to Dermalog regarding this matter, Your Honor.
Would that be true, Dermalog?
Your Honor, with your permission, may I answer the question?
Yes, I'm asking Dermalog.
Thank you, Your Honor. We received several letters and we wrote several letters back to the Office of the Assistant Secretary. Mostly they were sent by our headquarters in Hamburg to properly address the questions raised and answer all and give the opinions.
So, you haven't turned over the database as it should be.
Mr. Chairman, our position,
And what is your personality to answer that question? Kasi kanina, country representative ka lang ngayon, kanina as you have represented yourself. Kanina, ang unang sumagot sa tanong, yung katabi mo. Ngayon, yung tanong kong sunod, iba ang sasagot. Turuan mo yung katabi mo.
Sir, as per our position in this regard, the source code turnover is due at the end of the contract, and this was also confirmed earlier by the representative of COA that is still not fully paid and still not fully ended.
When you speak of the source code, are we in the same page? I refer to the database. Your answer pertains to a source code. Are they the same?
Sir, no, this is not the same.
Yeah, I'm speaking of the database.
The data LTO has full access, administrative access, and also access to all data stored in their database through tools, through the executive information system that was extra created for this purpose. And the only access that is not yet given is the access to modify. May I ask if we can read our opening statement now?
I'm asking the question. You kindly answer first the question so that I'm propounding. LTO, what
Yes.
is your statement about the answer of Dermalog?
Your Honor, I was just informed by our MID that we do not have full access to the database, Your Honor.
Yeah, who is telling the truth now?
We can only, I mean, our MID is here, Your Honor, and they do it day to day. They can only view the data, and that's about it. We cannot modify the data as we want to, Your Honor.
You cannot.
We cannot modify the data or arrange it. We can just view the data, Your Honor.
Are you, LTO and Dermalog, are you aware of that provision of the contract that clearly stipulates that the database shall be the exclusive property of the procuring entity throughout and after the term of the contract? Are you aware of this?
Yes, Your Honor. In fact, that's what we cited in our letter, that we should have sole and exclusive purpose of customizing, developing, and installing, providing, and operating the entire system, including the database.
So, why is Dermalog not complying with this?
Your Honor, may I refer the question to our representative, our resident agent, as this is more or less a legal matter?
And would his answers bind Dermalog? Yes or no?
Yes,
Yes.
we were on the oath and we will tell the truth, the full truth.
No,
Yes, sir.
I'm asking you whether his answers would bind Dermalog.
Yes.
Yes, okay. It's on record. You can answer the question.
Mr. Chairman, just to reiterate our position, together with the source code, the turnover of the database shall be done at the end of the contract, which is at the end of the maintenance period, which was confirmed by the representative from COA, would be next year in 2025. As of the present, LTO has access to the LTMS database. It's just that they don't have the means to modify.
Attorney, ang question ko po ay sagutin po ninyo. Wala namang problema siguro sa access ng LTO dyan. But your claim is that the database shall be turned over after 5 years, at the end of the 5-year maintenance. In the last meeting, narinig ko na rin po sa inyo yun. Di po ba?
Opo,
Yes.
Mr. Chairman.
But there is also a provision of the contract clearly stipulating that the database shall be the exclusive property of the procuring entity throughout and after the term of the contract. Maski sa umpisa pa lamang, it should have been with LTO. Di ba? What is your legal interpretation of this provision?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Our interpretation of that is naturally the database. LTO should have access to the database. Otherwise, it cannot transact business with regard to the renewal of licenses or renewal or original vehicle registration if it doesn't have access to the database. But the right to modify, revise, or tamper with the database will only be given after the end of the contract, which is next year.
Meron naman tayong issue kung when did the contract end. I think may provision doon sa contract
Yes.
tungkol sa term.
Yes.
Could you please read that provision?
It says here, Your Honor, and this is the provision on the special conditions of contract under source code. the source code for developed application modules will be owned by the procuring entity and shall be turned over to the procuring entity immediately upon the completion of the project, not the contract. Now, the certificate of completion and final acceptance, which determines the completion of the project, was done in December 2021, Your Honor. And it is our position, therefore, that it should be turned over immediately.
Yeah, that is also my position. But the attorney of, or the country representative of Dermalog has a different interpretation. So, siguro mas maganda talaga i-pursue ninyo yung termination or rescission ng kontrata.
Yes, Your Honor, I will make that recommendation.
Otherwise, I'll make this an issue.
I will make that recommendation.
Yes. Now, going to another issue. How many third-party entities have direct access to the LTMS and collecting fees therefrom? Let's go to the PMVIC.
Your Honor, I think PMVIC, there are around 27.
Nagagdagan na.
27? Yes, Your Honor, around 27.
Sa aking informasyon kasi 23 lang.
Ay,
Now, is there a need for these third-party entities?
Your Honor, right now, we need them so that they can, they provide for the frontline validation of the actual inspections and smoke emissions being done.
Now, sige, let's grant that, but I wouldn't accept it. There's an extra payment for your clients insofar as these third-party entities are concerned.
I understand that they charge the AVIC and EPC operators a certain
Kaya palagi yung kliyente nyo namamahalan na sa inyong sa inyong services.
Ang LTO po, wala kaming charge, Mr. Chair. It's the...
Oo nga, pero yung ginagamit na kwan dito, kumikita sila, nagagamit kayo, tumataas yung binabayaran ng kliyente. Would you disagree with that?
No, Your Honor.
Yes. Yun ang sinasabi ko. Ang nagsasuffer, yung kliyente ninyo. That is why I was asking, or I asked you, are the entry of third-party entities necessary? Kailangan ba?
Your Honor, that is our discussions with the DICT exactly kung kaya na lang, kami na lang po ang gumawa kaysa ipasa pa sa third-party connectivities.
Yes. That is the issue that I am raising. Can DICT not provide for this?
The response of the ICT to me, Your Honor, is positive. Yes, this can be done.
So,
So
we can dispense with this.
we are now moving towards that direction, Your Honor.
Oh, could you please study that issue?
Yes, Your Honor. It's now being done.
Now, let's go to their accreditation. Who accredits these third-party entities?
Your Honor, there is a authorizing committee composed of 3 persons, myself and members of the DOTR, Your Honor.
So, imbis na 23, pwedeng 50. Pwedeng 100.
Frankly, Your Honor, we have not crossed the bridge at that point as to exactly how many IT service providers is necessary in order to address.
Yes, this is only for PMVIC.
Yes, sir.
And you have 27, according to you.
Correct, Your Honor.
How many PMVICs are there in this country now operating?
I'm sorry, Your Honor, I don't have the data on that.
LTFRB, do you have? DOTR, do you have? Kasi, baka nga mas marami pa itong provider kaysa doon sa nag-ooperate na PMVIC.
From what I've seen and gathered, Your Honor, hindi naman po siguro. There are more PVICs than the IT providers.
Yes. Now, who controls their pricing?
Right now, Your Honor, we do not regulate the pricing.
So they can do as they please.
As far as the authorizing committee is concerned, that matter has not been brought to our attention as far as regulating the fees is concerned, Your Honor.
Kaya nga,
So it is
kaya
between-
ko nga tinatanong ito dahil marami na reklamo na tumataas yung binabayaran ng kliyente ninyo. Maybe because of these services, na kumikita yung mga providers na ito at the expense of the government.
Thank you, Your Honor, for that. Definitely, I will bring that up in the authorizing committee meeting. But I was told that the MVIC may opt to just connect directly with us. If
Kaya
that's what they
nga,
want.
that is what I'm trying to point out.
Yes,
Are
sir.
these providers necessary?
The decision to use these providers is centered on the PMVIC, Your Honor.
Yeah, you have some IT providers for medical.
Yes, Your Honor.
And how many do you have?
Right now, there are 6, Your Honor.
Yes, correct. 6. Oh. They also get paid for this.
That's my understanding. Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah. They get, and you accredit them also.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you do not control their pricing.
At this time, Your Honor, we are
Yes.
not yet controlling the pricing.
How is that so?
Your Honor, my proposal there is that
No, how is that so? Why is it that way? Kasi tinotolerate ninyo eh. Ako nga, bago lang ako na chairman ng Committee on Transportation. Nakikita ko na yung pahirap na ginagawa ninyo doon sa mga kliyente ninyo eh.
my apologies, Your Honor, but we now, as far as I'm concerned, we are ready to conduct to regulate this matter. Yung naabutan ko pong used by the past administration is what we have now. But moving forward, we intend to really look into that as far as the fees are concerned.
Yes. I know you also have providers for the emission testing, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah. And how many do you have?
There are 10, Your Honor,
There are 10.
or less.
10.
Yes, Your Honor.
Tama. And they collect from 50 pesos to 80 pesos per transaction.
Yes, per our report, Your Honor,
Yes.
that's the range we given to us.
Mukhang doon sa researcher ko may nagsusumbong na taga-opisina mo ah. Eksaktong-eksakto eh. Ha?
Your Honor, we submitted the information. No?
Oh, di ba? Oh. And these IT providers are the ones used for the uploaded fees, right?
Yes. Yes, sir, but how it was explained to me, Your Honor, is that they also provide for frontline services. But that's something exactly what I'm looking at right now, Your Honor. What are these frontline
Yeah, but-
services? that they give?
Generally, these IT providers are the ones or the providers who are uploading fees well past.
That's correct.
That is why nga yung tanong ko sa inyo, kailangan pa ba ito? Yun na nga ang tanong ko eh.
That's exactly our discussions with the DICT, Your Honor.
Yes, now, we go to the other side of this, payment portals. What is the use of payment gateway? Could you explain to the members of this committee?
Your Honor, when I came in, there were already transactions being done online by manufacturers, importers, assemblers. They transact with the LTO online and they pay whatever fees LTO charges online through this payment gateway.
How many providers are using this scheme?
there's only one right now, Your Honor.
May I know why? Doon sa iba, 27, 6, 10. Pero dito, sa payment gateway, iisa.
Your Honor, we have asked Dermalog to open
No. Bakit nga iisa?
Your Honor, my same question when I came in, hindi pwedeng isa lang. So we wanted to open this up to other payment gateways, Your Honor.
Hindi mo naman sinasagot yung tanong ko eh. Inaayunan mo yung akin eh.
Naabutan po ng...
Di ba? You are currently in the position to know all these things.
Your Honor, that is one matter that really flat up to me, Your Honor.
Bakit iisa yung ina-credit para dun sa payment gateway? Ano kayang fees ang dumadaan naman dito?
Atty. Dermalog explained it to us, Your Honor. When we wrote them,
Ano ang
Babayad sila.
fees na dumadaan dito? Convenience?
convenience fee, Your
Now,
Honor.
could you explain to this to the body? Ano yung convenience fees?
Ito po ay more or less 60 pesos, Your Honor, per
60
transaction.
to 80 rin.
Opo, may percentage kasi po na 2.24 up to 3.36%.
Yeah, but for what use is this? Ano ang purpose nito?
Convenience fee po ang
So
tawag.
what is
nila.
convenience fee?
It's for the convenience of the user, Your Honor, kaysa pupunta po sa LTO para magbayad, they can force their payment through the online transaction.
And they also get paid.
That's right, Your Honor.
And you're the one, or LTO was the one who accredited it. The only one.
May kontrata po
Alam ko.
limahan at that time, Your Honor.
Kaya nga, hindi ba tama? Naging isa?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes. And hindi nyo rin kontrolado yung pricing.
Well, yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
Meron silang
That's all true with the IT providers. Yung tatlong bagay na yun, they get paid, you accredit them, and you do not control the pricing.
Not at this time, Your Honor.
Ay,
Because my proposal is that we should control. If not, remove them altogether.
Now, may I know, from your point of view, ito ba kailangan i-bid ng ating gobyerno?
Kung it will benefit one particular party only, Your Honor, dapat to binid out lang eh.
I-bid out.
Kung isa lang ang pag-uusapan natin for the entire market, mabuti pa i-bid out. But the process that was used is an accreditation process. It's open to any and all parties interested.
Kaya nga, nangyari. Pero
Hindi na po kailangan
hindi
i-bid
nga,
out.
nangyari nga sa ibang kwan doon sa mga IT providers sa uploaded fees Pero doon sa convenience fee, conveniently, iisa.
Correct, Your Honor.
So, what does that tell me? Kaya niyong gawin kung marami o isa. Nasa control ninyo.
Yun ang gusto kong gawin, makontrol natin, Mr. Chairman. Except that we will need Dermalog's cooperation to open up these payment gateways.
Are you trying to tell this committee na hindi nakikipag-cooperate yung Dermalog? Di more na dapat i-rescind yung kontrata.
Yes, Your Honor, they are not cooperating as far as operating the gateways are concerned.
Yes, attorney, you're raising your hand.
Your Honor, please, with all due respect to the asset government also.
I beg your pardon? Would you speak louder?
If Your Honor, please, Mr. Chairman, and with all due respect to the ASEC Attorney Vigor Mendoza, Dermalog is not involved in any way with the payment gateway. Number one, the payment gateway is not actually a payment gateway, but a payment.
It's a payment portal.
It's a payment portal provider.
Kaya
Meaning
nga.
that the other payment.
Abogado ka kasi attorney pero parehas lang ang ibig natin sabihin.
uh,
Di ba?
Your Honor, I I have to explain what I meant. It's a payment. It's a payment gateway provider, meaning that
Sandali lang, attorney.
Meaning
Kanina
that-
sabi mo wala kayong pakialam sa IT providers. Bakit ikaw ngayon ang sumasagot?
hindi, gusto ko lang po, because I like to disabuse this committee's the impression that created by the statement of the ASIC that Dermalog is involved with the payment gateway, when in fact it is not.
I did not say they're involved, Your Honor. I said they are not cooperating.
Maybe you heard otherwise.
At any rate, Your Honor, I stand corrected if that was what was mentioned.
Pero
I just like to
baka darating yung panahon na maililik namin yung Dermalog sa Paynamics.
Yun nga po, Your
Oo,
Honor.
attorney. Huwag kang magalala, darating tayo dun. Nag-uumpisa pa lang ako.
Kaya nga po, kung inyong pahihintulutan na Mr. Chairman, just a short explanation of the difference between Paynamics and other payment platforms like GCash, Paymaya, etc.
Hindi naman namin question yun eh. Ang question namin, bakit Paynamics lang ang na-accredit? Well, in fact, they should have been bidded out. Di ba? Yun ang issue namin eh, pero nakikialam ka.
Hindi po ako nakikialam. Alam po ako, that's why, the only reason I wanted to interject the difference between a payment platform and a payment gateway is to show that these are two different things, because the payment gateway allows other payment platforms allows the stakeholders to transact through other payment platforms through the gateway. Yun lang po,
Sige.
Mr. Chairman.
Hindi ka naman namin tinatanong kasi nagbo-volunteer ka ng information eh. Kaya tuloy, natatanong ka namin. Now, is the representative of Paynamics here?
Hello, Mr. Chair. Present po. My name is Ronald Maglayo.
Your name is what?
Ronald Maglayo po. Chief Technology Officer and the founder of the company po.
Yeah, I know. Doon pa lang sa record sa SEC, nabasa ko na kayo mag-asawa.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Yes. Now, Paynamics is a payment platform that was established more than a decade ago.
That's correct, Mr. Chair.
May we be provided what service that you provide?
Under the ordinance of the BSP, we are classified as an operator of payment systems. We also have an EMI or EMI license. So the company, we began as a aggregator of different payment channels, Mr. Chair.
Yes. And your authority to operate comes from the BSP.
That's correct, Mr. Chair.
Yes, thank you. Have you done joint ventures in the past?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
How many?
To the top of my mind, Mr. Chair, around 3 to 4, Mr. Chair.
3 to 4. Could you recall the 3?
The other, Mr. Chair, was with the technology system integrator companies, Mr. Chair. And because with our line of business, Mr. Chair, sometimes when we interact or integrate, we need specialty, our software specialty that's integrating, Mr. Chair.
No, tatlo lang po yung hinihingi ko po eh, kasi ikaw nagsabi 3 to 4 joint ventures na ang Paynamics. May I just know the 3?
Goldgate po, Mr. Chair, katabi ko po. Tapos, well, PTNT po, ICS.
When was your joint venture with Goldgate?
Initially, Mr. Chair, it was tri-party po. 2019 po yan, Mr. Chair.
Yes, 2019. That is the first time that you have a joint venture with Goldgate.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
And Goldgate was registered only in 2019. Correct.
Hi, Mr. Chair. Nick
Yes.
Torres po, representative of Colgate. Yes, correct po. 2019 po, registered.
Yes. And some clients of Paynamics would include Starbucks, SM Markets, Lazada, Avelson, AirAsia, and Converse, to name a few.
Mr. Chair, to correct Starbucks right now, I think, already go to Paymaya, but the others po, Mr. Chair, correct.
Yeah. Now, may I know who approached who between Paynamics and Goldgate?
Mr. Chair, well, Nick and I were actually po, consultant po, Mr. Chair.
Who approached who? My question is, who approached who between Paynamics and Goldgate?
Mr. Chair, ako po.
Ikaw ang lumapit sa Goldgate
Yes, Mr. Chair.
noong 2019. Now, is there a connection between Goldgate and Dermalog?
No, Mr. Chair.
None that you know of.
None that I know of.
How about Paynamics?
None that I know of, Mr. Chair.
In the past, Goldgate has had as one of its senior officers a former employee of Dermalog. Would that be correct?
Not an employee, Mr. Chair. Are you referring to Mr. Walter Encarnado?
Yes.
So initially, Mr. Walter Encarnado is a stockholder and incorporator of Colgate back in 2018, and he was asked to temporarily be the JB representative of Dermalog back in 2022.
Naging representative siya ng Dermalog.
Yes, because the representative of Dermalog at the time died. It's a temporary setup.
Yes. Mr. Encarnado was also the sole signatory and authorized representative for Dermalog, Holy Family, Personal and Microgenesis joint venture to a document titled Amendment of the Payment and Delivery Schedule of the Contract for LTO IT Infrastructure Project Component A, dated December 12, 2021. Would that be correct?
In my knowledge, in his capacity at that time, Mr. Chair, yes.
Yes. So in other words, meron kayong tao sa Goldgate na dating tao ng Dermalog.
He was Goldgate first.
Yes or no?
Yes. I'm sorry, Mr. Chair.
Yes or no? Yung tanong ko.
The question is if meron po kaming tao. Walter po is not an employee. He's just a JB representative.
Is what?
He's not an employee of Dermalog.
Dermalog.
Apo, he's just a JB representative of Dermalog.
Could you explain that?
He's not hired as, there's no employer-employee relationship between Voltaire and Dermalog.
What is the relationship then?
So he's just a representative to deal with JB matters of Dermalog
deal with
Microgenesis.
What
Joint
matters?
venture matters of...
Joint venture matters.
Yes.
Galing mo rin. May you know the need for and the role of Goldgate in this agreement? What did it provide to the service being provided?
Initially, Goldgate was formed to be professional services support for Paynamics, focused on the IT support. But recently, as the transaction increased or the online payment increased, specifically on 2023, we are now providing financial reconciliation support to Paynamics. As you know, Mr. Chair, Paynamics is required to report T+1 and remit the collections to BTR and the LTO. If the transaction happened today, it should be reported the next day. So on a daily basis, we try to help them do the reconciliation and all payment channels being transacted with by the public.
Paynamics,
Yes, Mr. Chair.
hindi nyo pala kaya yung services na i-provide ng Goldgate. Is that what you're trying to tell us?
Honestly, Mr. Chair, familiar po kasi si Paynamics sa private sector, but
Hindi mo naman sinasagot yung katanungan ko.
hindi po, Mr. Chair. We need them po.
You cannot provide the service that they can provide.
Just to reiterate, Mr. Chair,
Sagutin mo ako.
Ay, sige po. We don't po. We need po si Goldgate po.
So, you cannot provide the services that they can provide. Yun ang katanungan ko.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Yes. Yun ang... sumagot ko pa yun ng totoo na si Mr. Encarnado, the sole signatory and authorized representative for Dermalog, Holy Family, Versontal, and Microgenesis Joint Venture to a document.
The certain
Kung siya ang sole signatory, ano ang role niya for on behalf of this Dermalog, Holy Family, Versontal, and Microgenesis Joint Venture?
I think I should refer the question, Chair, to Atty. Parata, as he was involved with Dermalog.
Attorney, ikaw makakasagot nun? Anong personality niya?
With your kind permission, Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
he is only there as the joint venture representative. Meaning he is the representative not only of Dermalog but the other
Siya
joint
ang
venture
sole
partners.
signature for the three.
Yes, opo, kasi po dun sa contract with LTO, Dermalog is supposed to be the only, it will be the lead entity with which LTO is dealing with for the LTMS project.
Alam mo, attorney, nung lumabas kasi yung term na Paynamics, nakita ko yung reaction mo eh. Bigla kang nanahimik. Kaya pina-research ko na ito. And other members of this committee have requested that I will not terminate the hearing of this because they will conduct a research on the payment portals being used by the LTO. Nakita ko yung reaction mo noon eh. Kaya ako naging curious din.
Yung
Nung
reaction,
nabanggit tong Paynamics ni Honorable, if I'm not mistaken, Honorable Dan Fernandez. Oh,
if your honor please,
yes.
yung reaction ko po dahil nga ina-associate ang Dermalog with Paynamics when there is no relation, your honor.
Hindi ko naman, nag-explain ka na eh. Pero sinasabi ko lang po sa inyo kung bakit ako naging curious dito. I did not know Paynamics from the very start. Pero dahil nga lang sa reaction nyo, napilitan ako na magtanong tungkol dito at mag-research tungkol dito sa Paynamics. Yun ang dahilan. At meron pa rin akong napansin dito rin sa DOTR during that time. No?